You don't think it might all backfire on me? Ask yourself, in the time I've been on the throne, what have I actually achieved?
You've been calm, stable, and
useless and unhelpful. This country was still great when I came to the throne, and now look. So much for the second Elizabethan age, which Winston talked about. All that's happened on my watch is the place has fallen apart.
Welcome to the Binge List. I'm your host, Paul Chappell, and today we are taking a look at The Crown Season 3. And I'm not going to talk too much about this show because every second I spend here talking about the show means you have less time to go and watch it yourself. And believe me, you're going to want to put this in your binge list. I'll go ahead and say it now. I love this season so much. I'm assuming you've already seen the first two seasons, and if you have, you know there was a significant cast change. Just about every actor of note was changed for this season to reflect the age of the crown at this point in history. I think it starts out in 1968, though I might be wrong by that. Don't hold me to that. But every cast change just about was actually an improvement. For a couple, but it wasn't enough to upset me. I'll just go into that in a minute. Let me just tell you what I really loved about this season. All the behind the scenes drama that made the first two seasons so riveting were back. I mean, I'm one of those people who did not like the monarchy, did not think it was a good idea, did not understand it. I didn't even understand that monarchs were the head of state, okay, before this show. So there are a lot of things I got schooled on watching this show, and I'm a lot better for it, I think. I felt like it just made me appreciate what these people had gone through, the changes in Britain, and why it was so important to have the monarch. So it totally flipped my opinion of what the monarchy is, and this season was no different. It continued to just bring us great character studies and behind the scene analysis of the dramas that took place during this time period. You got to see one of the best things about this season, I have to say, is Prince Charles. You finally got to see the drama behind his life and his relationship with Camilla Parker Bowles, who's not Camilla Parker Bowles when the season starts. But it's just very engrossing. There was some drama in Wales because Prince Charles is, if you know anything about the monarchy, he is the Prince of Wales. And I was shocked to find out that the Wales had kind of objection to Charles, kind of like Ireland has an objection to the whole British rule. Well, Wales kind of has the same thing, and I didn't understand that before this season. When you become a Prince of Wales or Sussex, you have to go through a ceremony, and I did know that he had done his coronation or whatever in the Welsh tongue. Well, this season you find out how that was accomplished, how they actually sent him to Wales to be tutored to learn the Welsh language. So there was a lot of things like that. There was a attempted coup in 1968 that I didn't know about. I actually went and did some research about it because I could not believe that Britain was on the verge of having a coup attempt, and that was because of some of the economic problems they were going through at that particular time. But yeah, I did some research, and yes, there was some discussions between some banking magnates and Lord Mountbatten, Prince Philip's uncle. So I was just surprised at all these little details that I got. Just like the other two seasons, no different, same showrunner. I really can't even get into it. I don't want to even spoil it for you. But let's get down to what was probably the most significant and challenging aspect of this season. And that is the replacements for Claire Foy, Matt Smith, and Vanessa Kirby. Those three are really the only people of note that I was kind of worried about. And I will start at the bottom. And this is probably the most important change they made. That between Vanessa Kirby and Helena Bonham Carter playing Princess Margaret. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say Helena Bonham Carter blew Vanessa Kirby out of the water. Now, that's not to say that I don't love Vanessa Kirby. But Helena Bonham Carter can do this standing on her head. She can do the whole spoiled rich girl, dissatisfied monarch thing any day of the week and twice on Sunday. She's just a phenomenal actress. And I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying Vanessa Kirby was bad. I'm just saying Helena Bonham Carter is just on another level as Princess Margaret, and she just killed it so very, very, very hard. And I was looking forward. I mean, out of all the changes they made this season, this was the one I was looking forward to the most, and it did not disappoint. Okay, the next one would be the two guys that played Prince Philip. Now, Matt Smith was a very well-known actor. He played Doctor Who, and he did a phenomenal job as Prince Philip the first two seasons. But I gotta say, and this is the biggest upset that I think we had this season, Tobias Menzies just blew him out of the water. Now, Tobias Menzies was another alum from Game of Thrones. He played Robb Stark's kind of dumb uncle. Now, if you would have told me a few months ago that Tobias Menzies, the guy who played the dumb uncle from Game of Thrones, was going to blow Matt Smith out of the water, I would have told you to put down your crack pipe. I mean, come on. But I have to say, everything about the way he played the character, I think, was more in line with what I know about Prince Philip. Just the angst he felt at being, second to his wife and everything, and his obsession with being this alpha male. I just think Tobias Menzies he just captured it, that whole arc a lot better than Matt Smith did. And that's not, like I said, just like I said with Vanessa Kirby, that's not a knock against Matt Smith. I just think he's just more, Tobias Menzies is more a mature actor. He showed a lot of range being able to come from that role I saw him on Game of Thrones to this role and just to blow it out of the water like that. And I'm very curious to see some other roles he's done because I didn't know he was that type of actor. So the last one and most important change we had this season was that to the two women playing Queen Elizabeth. Now this is very hard. Very, very, very hard. And it might just come down to the fact that I like Claire Foy a lot better as Queen Elizabeth just because the way it was written. I mean, it might just be simple as that. She was replaced by Olivia Coleman. And Olivia Coleman is an excellent actress, but there was just something about her portrayal that was off-putting to me. And like I said, it could have just been the writing. It was a very hard choice I had to make here. But I just came away thinking that Claire Foy just captured the Queen a little bit better. And I don't know the Queen. I've seen a few public addresses of the Queen. I don't know. I might be changed by this come next season. I might change my mind. But for now, I'm still holding on to Claire Foy as the better Queen Elizabeth. Olivia Coleman, I don't know her very well. I haven't seen any of her in any other role. So, you know, I could be wrong. So I just reserve judgment on that. But like I said, at the end of the day, I just preferred Claire Foy to Olivia Coleman. But that's pretty much all I got. If you haven't seen it already, go ahead, put this in your binge list. You'll thank me for it later. It's just an excellent addition to this season. This is probably one of Netflix's most important shows, probably behind Stranger Things. And I really can't even think of anything that's more important than Netflix. As they enter battle with Disney Plus, they're going to need more shows like this. And let's hope they keep delivering, because I know they spent something like $100 million on the first 2 seasons. So it's well worth the investment. And that's all I'll say about that. So, but I would like to thank my subscribers and encourage you, if you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Ring the bell so you'll know when a new video appears. And until next time, I will see you when I see you. Thanks for watching.